we've started. All right. Let's see how tonight goes. It's 9:30 on a Saturday night. About to give the report of my game today. Castle Hill RSL Cricket Club B grade versus, I'm not sure if it's Gosling or just Glenorrah these days. Cricket Club, 2-day game. Today was day one. I think it's round 5, possibly. As I said, it's late. I've got to play tomorrow, so this probably should be a short one. We'll see how we go. I'm feeling kind of chatty, but so who knows. Anywho, as promised, for those of you in the past, who don't want to watch the long ones, here is the score update. And if you want to watch no further, then watch no further. If you want to watch me chatting, then watch further. As I said, today we played Glenorrah District. Glenorrah won the toss, sent us into bowl. We bowled them out in 60 overs for 183. And at stumps, we are none for 8 after 5 overs. So next week we're chasing 184 for first innings victory, and I doubt that we're going to get a second innings. So that's it. So currently we're in front, doing well. I didn't take any wickets. There's your update. If you want to leave after a minute, 30 seconds, thanks for playing. Right, for the rest of you, it was a bloody hot day. Played last week in Hawkesbury, and you would have seen that. It was hot, lots of flies. Flies weren't bad today because we're a bit closer to the city or whatever. Not they're not up with the cows and the horses, but I don't know. I felt like today just felt more oppressive. Struggled to get through it. I mean, obviously last week when he played, it was a 1 day off for Masters, and we played 40 overs and then got to go off the field. Today we bowled all day. We bowled what was supposed to be 70 overs, but we bowled them out. So we were in the field for 60 overs. So it's still a long day. They didn't go into bat till 5:30, and we started at 1. So it was a long day in the field, and it's just I don't know, legs felt like concrete by the end of it. Struggled to bend down and pick stuff up, and it's old, but still it's a long day in the field. Anyhow, let's go back to basics, and I'll try not to talk forever, because I need to get in the bed the next half hour, so and it does take about half an hour to upload those things the longer they go. Skipper lost the toss, then into bat. We went probably the first hour or so we were short. I think VB was detained and came an hour later, so we were playing with 10 fielders to start with. Declan and myself opened the bowling, trying to set the tone. Both of us did very well, and both of us didn't get wickets. I know Declan came back later, but overall his figures were none for 19 from 7 overs, going just over 2.5 an over. That's setting the tone. Couldn't quite crack the wicket. I'm the same. I'd none for 19 from 6 overs, so just over 3 and over. Same thing. It was a little funny early on. It was quite a breezy day. Maybe that's what made it a bit less tolerable. I struggle with I can handle heat, I can handle cold, but when you gets a bit windy, it kind of amplifies it. Maybe that's the difference between Hawkesbury last week. It wasn't windy last week at Hawkesbury. But today was that kind of windy, threatening storms, but never quite came. And I felt like I was getting a bit of swing early. Glenn came on later and I think replaced me and said he couldn't get any swing, but I felt like I was naturally angling into the right-hander anyway. Bit of breezes pushing it across, and I think there was a couple that I saw him actually swing. I don't normally see the swing because my head's down by the time I delivered it, but there's a couple today that I thought swung in considerably. So so it was a little bit tricky to keep it outside off, so it got flicked to the onside a couple of times. I personally hadn't really had one like bad over. I went for 4 and a couple of 3, so the rest of it were minimal. So it was a little tricky early. I think both Deck and myself were sort of glad to bowl up front when it's get the job done, and I hope you're not needed later. I know Deck did come back for a few at sort of later on. Whilst I'm always keen to have a bowl, as some of the other guys were taking wickets, and it was getting later in the day, I was kind of thinking, I'm quite happy just to sit on my figures for now, as much as I would love to wicket. None for 19 from 6 is not untidy figures for the day. In that first first spell, I'm just checking out the scorecard. I'm going to go back up. So in that first spell, we actually ran out the opener. Zach's a run out machine. He had 2 today. Could have almost had 3. Cracking fielder, Zach. Yeah, opener was. Mick tells us about this guy. Came to us during the off season, wanted to play A grade, came down and trialled for A grade, and we decided that we didn't think he was suitable for A grade. So he left the club and went off to Glenora, apparently, who are also not playing him in A grade. So, he kind of wanted to look like he wanted to go after me and or whatever, but he got 5. Interesting run out, that's right. Oh, it's got to come back to me, sorry. Zach fired it in, and Skipper took the bails off, and he would have been back, but he didn't. He put his bat on the ground and didn't slide it in, just put his bat on the ground and stopped, and didn't actually cross the line. So it was, gone. He should have been easily home. So, I don't know. Good to see the back of that kid if he thinks he's good enough for A grade. He looked like he could bat, but he tried to charge me a couple of times and didn't get away with it. So, anyway. So he was out for 5. That was a good, nice early wicket. Even though Deck and I bowled sort of fairly well. Then came on Westy. Westy bowled fantastic today. We won't talk about his catching. Had a couple at right-hander mid-on. It was almost back-to-back balls, I think, later in the day. Where first one was belted a bit hard, so burst through his fingers. Next one was a sitter, and he, I think the first one was in his head. So poor Westy had a little bit of struggles in the thing, but he bowled fantastically. So he did have their opener, who got 18. I think he got 3 fours, this guy, and he got 18 runs. So I think again, their overall score sort of, I guess, belies the 60 overs for 183. So they scored a 3 and over. So it wasn't like they were smashing people around everywhere. So so their opener, who I think's their captain, Westy, clean bowled him for 18. I felt like he was out there for a long time. I don't know. We don't get the balls. This scoreline doesn't have the balls, so I can only tell you that so Westy made that breakthrough, had them at 2 for 33. So that was good. And then before tea, I think it was. No, before drinks. So drinks. I can't be right. Drinks after the first hour. So it must have been before tea. So we start at 1. Drinks. We end up having drinks / tea around 3 o'clock, and they were 3 for 61 at that point because Macca came on. Macca was bowling pretty well. I think he kind of undersold himself a little bit. So got their number 3 for 22. Caught by the skipper off the glove. There was a noise. Most of us heard it. Some of us didn't. Fortunately, their umpire did. So caught around. Macca ended up bowling. Most people bowled like similar overs today. So Deck bowled 7, I bowled 6, Glyn 6, Stan 6, Macca 6, Zach 6, Benici 6, and VB 6. It was only Westy that bowled the 11. So most of us bowled 6 and Deck had that extra 1 and 7. So, and that's what a hot day like today, as I said, leaves a concrete by the end of it. So spreading them around is not too bad. So I'm actually happy that I got the 6 up front, to be honest. I didn't realise I got through that many. About the 3 or 4 over mark, I was feeling good. By the 6 over, I was starting to feel a bit heavy. Anywho, look, I might speed this up a little bit. So, look, they got 18-5, 22-32. There's another run out. They had another kid who came in, playing in coloured clothes. I'm not sure why, because you're not supposed to be able to. Anyway, he got 32, but I reckon he was out there for the better part. Let's see when he got out. I got out for 4 for 103, but doesn't say what over he got out in. I feel like this kid was out there for a very long time, blocking and knocking and not doing a huge amount till another one. I think that's right. He got called through. was actually his call, not the other guy's call. He got run out. I think he was only 14, 15. He wasn't very old, but 32 was good, but he only had 2 falls, and he was out there for a long time. Anyway, so another one run out from Zach to Mick. Next guy got 30. Benici was bowling well, had him on a bit of a string, and his guy's gone for it and hit it straight to Bennett mid-on, sorry. Ben snaffled it. VB came in and first over was a bit short and got pumped for a couple, and then his second over just was great. I think VB won 2 bowls. So got there, not the skipper, the big hitter. Got him for 16, and then got another guy for a duck in the same over. Benici continued to get wickets. He had another one caught from, I think 2 caught from Ben. Nice one, Ben. 2 catches. Their number 9 was going for it a bit until Macca got him caught in bowl for 36. And then a 7 and a duck. So 183, 60 overs. We ran off for rain and a little bit of hail at one point, but we were back on within 5 to 10 minutes. So we ended up with, I'll go through the bowling figures quickly in a second, but we needed to face 5 overs at the end of the day, which was going to be tricky. So normally you'd want to try and keep them out there, but given their number, as I said, the number 9 was hit 36 and was whacking them around a bit, kind of just slowed them down. So Deck none for 19 from 7, myself none for 19 from 6, Westy 1 for 22 from 11, cracking bowling. Glenn replaced me and had him on a string, another one, none for 16 from 6, Stan, the other end, none for 16 from 6. So you can see like 19, 19, 16, 16 from 6s. That was like the first 4 bowlers, so they just weren't getting any runs. The spin twins, Macca 3 for 25 from 6. Went for a couple, but it's a spinner's light. It's a windy day, it's a little hard to bowl, but got those 3 cracking important wickets late in the day. Zach doesn't get a lot of bowling opportunities, so it does take a little bit to sort of get yourself going again and acclimatise, but bowled fantastic, none for 17 from 6. Both Macca and Zach turned them the opposite directions. And both of them were turning it today. Zach, unfortunately, a lot of us, there's not a lot of wides and no balls, but we did struggle with a bit of leg side syndrome today. I think that may have been the wind, may have just been the humidity controlling the ball a little bit. So Zach turning it into the right hander was pitching one middle, and then they're turning out to leg, so they're getting a lot leg side stuff to it. The ones he got sitting outside off and turning back in, cramped them up, were beautiful balls. None for 17 from 6, can't complain with that. AB, Benici came on, 2 for 21 from 6, same thing, put them up there full, make them able to play. Again, took a little bit to find that line, but again, we all did. I think it was just one of those days. VB, I said 2 for 26 from 6, but I reckon he went for about 24 from his first over. And then just went for nothing after that. So, so great day with the field. Macca had 1 catch, which is caught and bowled. Skipper at keeper had a catch, 2 run-outs and a stumping. Nice little day in the field. Zach, 2 run-outs. As I said, a machine. Could have had 3. There was one that just didn't quite. The guy was just back in a little bit. And Ben, 2 catches as well. Sorry, Ben, I remember the second one. I'm not sure I remember the first one, but I know it was there. Well, it's clearly written down. I do make sense. So that was the bowling, and then look, the batting's going to be pretty quick. As I said, we had 5 overs. Glenn managed to block it out for 0, and the skipper got 8 not out. They did move a fielder for him. He hit it straight too, because he didn't realise he'd moved him. Luckily, the guy dropped it, so he got through the stumps. Couldn't open with Benny today because Benny's only a week 1 player, so he's not in next week. So that would have been a bit of a waste of a batting spot. So, so Glenn stepped up admirably, did very, very well to block them out. That's it for today. I am going to see you all tomorrow night when I give you the update on classics. Castle Irish Cricket Club Classics playing Warringah. A good mate of mine, Chris, who I played for Port Jackson with Orange last year, will be playing tomorrow. We're playing out at Kenthurst. I'm pretty sure that nobody's going to watch this and get to this point and go, oh, let's go watch Snapper play at Kenthurst. Nobody cares about me that much. But anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Bye.